Yo, what's up guys, it's King Sean here, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the Commanders in the NFC East being put on Hard Knocks in season for the 2025 NFL season, so that's super exciting. I'll talk about that, and I also want to talk about some Terry McLaurin news, and if he's actually holding out of OTAs right now. Phase 2 of OTAs ends this week, and Phase 3 will start next week for the Commanders. And we got some news today that may suggest that Terry McLaurin will be holding out of Phase 3 of OTA. So we'll talk about that in today's video as well. But before we do, make sure y'all leave a like down below. Subscribe if you're not already subbed up. Turn on notifications. And with that out of the way, let's get straight into today's video. Alright, so let's start with this Terry McLaurin news. It was reported by Jordan Schultz around 1 p.m. today. He stated that Commanders All-Pro wide receiver Terry McLaurin was not at practice today as off-season workouts continue. He had been a full participant previously and is entering the final year of his contract. As we all know, it's worth monitoring as Phase 3 of Washington's program kicks off in under a week. So Phase 3 of OTAs begins next week, pretty sure May 28th, which is a Wednesday. Think that is the first day where the media is allowed out there at OTA practices. That's when we'll get all the live tweets, updates from practice, all the videos, pictures, stuff like that. And we've already gotten pictures from the Commanders themselves. They've posted the pictures online and on their website. So if you guys haven't checked those photos out, you might want to check those out. You see all the new guys in the building on the practice field working out, obviously returning guys. So those photos are pretty cool. And in those photos are Terry McLaurin. Like Jordan Schultz said, he was a full participant before today, and he just did not show up today, presumably because of the contract negotiations and him being in his last year of his contract. Schultz didn't specify why Terry wasn't at practice today. You know, maybe it's because of another reason, but the reason is probably because of his current contract situation, and we are working on a deal with him right now. When it gets done, I'm not sure. Adam Peters spoke on it about a month ago at the annual league meeting, and he also talked to Kay Adams about it a little bit, and I know Terry himself actually talked about it at his event he had in Ashburn, I want to say a couple weeks ago. He briefly talked about it when he was meeting in front of the media, had his little media scrum at his event, and he basically said that there's been good conversations and he's optimistic that something will get done. And I am too. I'm not worried about this. You know, this happened back in 2022 when Terry wanted a new contract. Obviously, the hope is it doesn't, extend all the way out, past mandatory mini camp, and the contract didn't get done until late June. Luckily, it didn't extend through training camp or to training camp, but my prediction is this contract will get done before training camp. Heck, it may even get done before mandatory mini camp, but I'd probably bet that it gets done before training camp because, Adam Peters in the front office, they've shown that they will pay guys that deserve it. They paid Sam Cosmi last year. They re-signed John Bates before free agency started, so they understand Terry's worth, and I have no doubt in my mind that Terry will be re-signed. Now, when it comes to how much Terry could make on his next contract extension, because like I said, it'll come eventually. It's just a matter of when. His base salary for 2025 is $15.5 million. His cap hit is $25.5 million, right? So his cap hit is $25.5 million, the second largest cap hit on the team, but he isn't making a ton of money this year. So obviously he wants a new contract extension, obviously to be making more money, because per year, right now, on a per year basis, he's making $23.5 million, right? Which places him under the top 10. And guys in the top 10 include Tyreek Hill, A.J. Brown, D.K. Metcalf, Justin Jefferson, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jamar Chase, all those guys, right? And I'd be comfortable with giving Terry $30 million a year. I mean, DK Metcalf, he's making $33 million a year. And to me, Terry is better than DK Metcalf, right? I know Terry's never had a season with 1,200 plus yards. DK Metcalf has one, But that was back in 2020, and since then, DK really hasn't been, that good. At least in my opinion. Like, he really hasn't been that same guy since 2020. Not saying, he can become that again, because DK is only 27 years old. He's younger than Terry Wright, although they came out in the same draft class. So, he could still get back to that form. But in my opinion, right now, Terry is better than DK. And if we're just going to go based off that, then Terry probably should be paid the same as DK Metcalf, or around the same. So probably in that 30 to 32, maybe 33 million, but 30 to 32 million dollars a year range is what Terry might get. And it might be over 3 years, maybe 4. But my guess on a Terry McLaurin contract extension will be 3 years, $30 million a year, which will mean $90 million in total. So those are my thoughts on this report by Jordan Schultz. Again, I'm not worried at all, really. If Terry holds out of OTAs, it is what it is. You don't want to risk getting hurt if you have not been paid yet. And I'm very optimistic, very confident that they will pay him, because they understand Terry's worth. I mean, Terry had a career year last year with Jaden Daniels. He finally saw what he could do with an actual quarterback, a franchise quarterback. 13 touchdowns, 16 in total if you include the playoffs. Should have honestly had double-digit touchdowns, or not double-digit, he did have double-digit, but 20-plus touchdowns, I should say, if he wasn't tackled short of the end zone at times during the regular season. But again, Terry will get his extension, the extension he deserves. It's just a matter of when. Hopefully, it's before training camp, and I feel like it will be before training camp. So those are my thoughts on this Terry McLaurin report by Jordan Schultz. Let me know your thoughts on it down in the comments section below. And then last but not least, I want to talk about the announcement of the in-season Hard Knocks made today by Roger Goodell. It was announced that the NFC East will have in-season Hard Knocks this year. Last year was the AFC North. The NFL will be putting each division on, I'm guessing, every 8 years. So the NFC East is this year. Next year will be another division. The following year it'll be another division, and it'll just keep going and going and going. And if they continue to stick to this pattern, we'll probably be on Hard Knocks again in 2031 or 2032, around that time, right? But this is exciting, man. I mean, the NFC East, every single team in the NFC East, including the Commanders, improved this offseason. The Giants got better. They added Abdul Carter, Darius Alexander. They signed Javon Holland, Paulson Adebo on free agency, right? Their defense got better. They got stuff at quarterback now. We'll see how that works out for them. The Eagles got better. They lost some pieces, but they did draft Jahad Campbell. They drafted Andrew Mukuba. They re-signed Zach Bond, right? So they kept some key pieces and drafted some guys on defense as well. The Cowboys got better. And obviously we got better as well. We added Deebo Samuel, Laramie Tunsil, Josh Connolly Jr., Trey Amos, other guys as well. So the entire NFC East got better, and who doesn't love NFC East rivalries, man? I mean, between us and the Eagles, us and the Cowboys, the Eagles and the Cowboys, the Giants, I mean, they're just there. But hey, man, if the Giants end up being competent this year, right, could be interesting, right? So it's just so cool to see us on Hard Knocks. Never in a million years would I have imagined to see us on Hard Knocks, and that is the Jaden Daniels effect. Now, obviously, it's not only JD5, who had this to happen. The NFC East in general is awesome. With us being approved, the Cowboys, they'll be interesting, but they are America's team. The Eagles winning the Super Bowl, right? So not only Jaden Daniels, but you see the effect he has on this team with all the primetime games, the recognition from the national media, right? So it's incredible. So once again, we're going to be on Hard Knocks in season. So that's it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like down below. Subscribe if you're not already subbed up. And comment down below your thoughts on anything I talked about in today's video. And other than that, it's been King Sean, and I'm out. Peace.